Hey you guys, so as promised, this is the video for the roommate, excuse me. This is the roommate video that I told y'all I've been promoting it for a few days. I told y'all it's gonna be happening. And just to insert this clip real quick of the Mademoiselle pulling up on you boy. That 2-month roommate situation I had. So real quick, I'm going through my emails. Discover, you still not gonna get my payment, ho. I'll pay you next month. Calm the fuck down. So at any rate, it's the Mademoiselle. I don't know if y'all watch her, not on YouTube, but I do. And so she had a video on her landlord, and I said I have a roommate horror story like none other coming up soon on my channel, and she pulled up on your boy. She was like, "Excuse me, with a story." So that's gonna be the next video I post, y'all, cause she pulled up on me, like. But that's gonna be the next story time, so y'all don't want to miss that. All right, so y'all see, she pulled up on your boy because it's been about a month since I wrote that comment, and I didn't forget. All right, so as y'all seen, we already, you know what I'm saying. I've been told y'all this video was coming. My last 2 days, finally got my hair done. As y'all can see, now I can stop playing with it. I'm so happy. These braids is long as shit. They're about down to my ass. Actually, a little past it, and I am 6'1", so. Yeah, I get stares in public, but you know, they ain't paying these bills, so fuck them. So at any rate, I just been working yesterday, last night, and then today I went out and did a little work. But I got sick of the disrespect as far as the orders. Nobody's telling you that you need to tip $20. Now, there are people who do that. I love those people. I give them my business card. Let's do some private deliveries. We can work this out. But you shouldn't be tipping $4 for somebody to take your food. And it's so bad. Like, I know how the system works. So if I get your order past the time that it's supposed to be picked up, that means 1,000 people have already said no to your order, and odds are Grubhub or Uber, whatever service has thrown on extra money for you to take that order. So like I got this one person's order. He tipped like $4, and he was about 5 minutes away from the restaurant. It was short distance, but it's like, okay, we don't want to be out here in these Corona times. Real quick, this 11 Pro camera is really good. I'm glad I did this. But we don't want to be out here just as much as you don't. And we're, you know, although we're independent contractors, in a sense, we're essential workers too. We don't want to be out here. I don't want to be doing Ubers personally myself. You know what I'm saying? But we're out here risking it. You could tip a little better. So I got tired of rejecting orders, and I just left. These last 2 weeks were really good. These last 2 weeks was really, really good. I'm talking about like an order pop up, it'd be $30 tip on there. You know what I'm saying? Now, granted, it would be a, hefty amount of food, or it'd be a big hunk, like they're feeding a big group. But even then, you'll get some people who will order like 3 things that, they're probably just eating for themselves, and they'll still do a nice $15, $10 tip. Just as a thank you for being out during this time. So I got tired of that, and I called it quits like way earlier. And then went to Dunkin' Donuts and treated myself. I was doing a water cleanse. But I did last a day, and I've done that before. So the same thing with the pescatarian diet or pescatarian vegan diet. I've done that before. So it's not a problem of me, enduring it, because I know that it's a diet, it's a cleanse. It's not a permanent thing. You know what I'm saying? But the thing with those are like that. I wish I had it over here, but that mug, that gray mug where I'd be like, hydrate. In some of my previous videos, that mug I always keep full of water. You know what I'm saying? And I always drink that. So I've, with the doctors that I've been working with, or not working with, but working with to get this weight down, my water intake is actually really, really well. But if you're gonna do a water cleanse, you actually do need to be that person that has like a gallon of water on you the whole day. You know what I'm saying? Because you're trying to really flush stuff out. You know what I'm saying? So I decided we'll do that another time. But at any rate, that's my day. How was y'all's day going? Sorry, I didn't mean to rant and rumble. That just was really, really irritating me today. But with that being said, let's go ahead and get to the video. I will put the timestamp down below if you don't give a fuck about my life story. That's cool. Fuck you. I mean, just playing. But I know some of y'all just want to get to the story, and I don't want to hog up too much time doing the intro. So with that being said, we're going to hope this stays out the way. I got my laptop here. We're getting, oh shit. We're going to start with, we're going to start from the top. I told y'all on social media, if you follow me, great. If you're not, what are you doing with your life? Go ahead, it's free. So, real quick, we're gonna do this video Kimberly Foster style. For those who are not familiar with that name, you've probably seen her on YouTube as For Harriet. That's her channel. But yeah, we're gonna do this sitting on the floor. I don't really have a lot of energy today. I'm just feeling a little off. So, I have notes. Speaking of Kimberly Foster, if y'all watch her videos, y'all know she does that. So, this is just part one. So, like, go get your popcorn, get all the shit you need. It's gonna be a story time. Like, I tell a story like no other. And then I also, because I'm not the one to be fucked with, I keep messages. So, I have text messages. This is my Mac computer. It's linked to my iPhone. I'm one of those people, I probably have messages all the way back from, like, since I first had an iPhone on this thing. And then if I have any old phones, I keep those messages. I never erase messages. It's not a thing of, you. Well, a certain part of it is the petty factor. Like, you know, just in case this person ever fuck up real quick, let me remind you who the fuck you is. But, I also I never erase them. So I always keep messages. But, I mean, this happened last year, so it's not that long. It's not that long ago. What month are we in? We just went into May. We really just got moved in and stuff in September. So, I mean, it's not that absurd to have messages from 8 months ago. I don't think so. 9 months ago. Whatever. All right. So, heading into the story, I'm going to give y'all the names first. I took these notes a little sloppily. I'm going to try to take part 2s or maybe part 3s if we have to. Messages a little, or not messages, notes a little more neatly. I was just trying to write it down as I go because it was a lot to remember. And when I tell y'all this was the longest 2 months of my motherfucking life, oh my God, I could have just stayed with my toxic ass parents instead of dealing with this shit. So, with that being said, let's go ahead and get into it. I'm going to give y'all the people's names first. All right, so I got to go around here. So there's the dog, or it's me and a couple who moved out together, or moved in together. Me and a couple, boy and girl. They're like maybe a year or two younger than me. So, the girl, Capri Sun. The boy, Forrest. Now, if you already get my personality, you know that's from Run, Forrest, Run. But he's on the spectrum. So, and I promise you, by the time you get done with this story time, you're not going to feel bad for me calling him that. So, Run, Forrest, Run, and Capri Sun. The girl had a dog. We're going to call the dog Fish Piss. You will understand why I call the dog Fish Piss by the end of this. Part 1. It's important to know, I'm just giving y'all some dates in between. I put all this important stuff at the top. We moved in August 13th. I'm going to bring that back up later. But those are the names so far. So we have Fish Piss, which is the dog, Capri Sun and Forrest, which is the couple I moved in with. The place that we moved into is called Moon Villa. I'm not giving out real names, so I'm remixing all the names. Another character is Sean. He'll come up a little later. Tasha, one of the landlords. Bree, one of the landlords. And then the other one, Susan. I'm sorry. I actually do like the white one, but I just had to give her a generic ass name. Then we have Ron.
It was at this moment that he knew. He fucked up.
Oh, shit.
I'm a dumbass. I'm a dumbass. I'm a dumbass.
Y'all, it's too early to be fucking up. Oh, my God. So we have Rufus. Then we have Debbie. Then we have Brunhilde. It's funny because certain people who watching this is going to know who that is. So I'm making sure we have all the names listed. There's Ebony and Ivory. I'm sorry, I had to get y'all the names. It's just easy. Ebony and Ivory. And then God, dog, I need to take better notes. This is sad. All right. I think that's everybody that needs to be named. My family is a bit in this, but not too much. Because for y'all who don't know, I was not running away from home, but I was leaving home. So they do come up, but I mean, you can Google each and every one of my family's names will come up. So there's no point in, really trying to hide their names. I'll try not to be petty though, because I mean, toxic family, but I'm over the shit. So at any rate, all right, so let's see. So first, let's bounce back and start with how I became homeless the first time. So, like I just told y'all, toxic family. Me and them, I got into it a couple times in 2019, and it ended up turning into, okay, well, you can be out by July if you're not gonna start paying us rent. Now, while I feel like a lot of Black families do this, I feel like it's not conducive. Hey, you guys, real quick, I wanted to note something. When I had said it's not conducive, what I meant by that is if you're going to have your child pay rent and then, throw the rent that they pay into an IRA account so it can build over the next 3 years while they plan to move out, whatever, that is conducive. I do not see the point in you making your child pay you rent if you're just going to spend it on your groceries and your other stuff. There's no point in that. Your child's just contributing to bills at that point. You know what I'm saying? But if you're actually doing something with it other than just having them pay bills, because you're making it harder on them. I understand the concept of getting them in the mindset of paying rent and all that, but they will figure that out well enough when they move out. You know what I'm saying? So that is what I meant by it's not conducive. If you're doing something with the money, throwing it in a savings account or this, that, and the other, or taking savings out of their allowance, you can even start that when they're younger. That's fine. But to just have your child pay $250 just for you to have extra money to pay groceries, I find that to be problematic. That's just me personally. All right, let's continue with the video though. If you're not going to do something, like if I'm going to pay you rent and then because and my thing is, they brought this up before when I was 16. I feel like we don't allow sometimes we don't, sorry, that's the ice cream man. I don't know if y'all can hear it. Who the fuck wants Corona ice cream? At any rate, potential Corona ice cream, sorry. But at any rate. All right. At any rate, let's see. It had got it's been volatile. Me and my family, ever since I turned 12, I would say 12, 13, we've just started, especially the disconnect between me and my mom, we just always clashing, always like there's always something. And we'll have good times. We will. There'll be sweet moments in between, don't get me wrong. But oh, sorry. I just realized one of the plug-in parts, the white part, like that, it's crooked over there. All right. Is that one like it too? You know what? Focus. That ADHD is active. So at any rate, we, what was I trying to say? Oh, yeah. So we always had some type of clashing or whatever going on. And what? It got really, really volatile. I even tried to, okay, I'm jumping ahead of myself. We had a huge fight in February, and then we had a huge other fights, and it was just like evident. I had known for like 3 years that this dynamic just wasn't gonna work, and for whatever reason, it took until 2019 for me to say, "Let me get the fuck out." I don't know why. Like, y'all, I even had, and I can tell y'all this comfortably because I put it in music and I've gotten the debt down since then. And if anybody wants to help, you know what I'm saying, what's up? We can work something out. But I literally went like $14,000 damn near in debt. Not from student loans, but from credit cards. And because one of the biggest purchase I have ever made on a credit card was buying a vehicle. I do have a story time about that. I'm going to tell another time. And that's also one of the big issues that I have with my parents. So part of this is, okay, I'm old enough to have known better, but another part of this is they're the parents, and what my parents did is not so much lied, but they preyed upon your ignorance. Like, ignorance is bliss is them personified, the way they would parent me and my other siblings. So they might not lie to us, but they'll know, like, you know what I'm saying? Okay, he shouldn't do that, but you know that'll put him at a disadvantage. It's a real, I can't explain the dynamics in this video. I'm not going to, because that's going to be a long ass time. Just know it got volatile. I had to leave. I was ready to fight them. Like, you know how we look at white people when they, you know, like, reach for the gun because they got their Xbox taken. I started understanding how they felt. And for reasons more than just my Xbox being taken. So, yeah. It got to that point, and I was like, I need to get the fuck out. So, with that being said, let's see. Going from there, I gave y'all all the names and stuff. So shit. All right. Sorry, I'm trying to mumble it so I don't accidentally say no names out loud. Oh, yeah. There we go. Okay, now I can read it. And for those of y'all who, if you haven't seen it, or if you haven't heard it, my T-Mix remix, you know, a little rephrase it, since my name's Tyson. But my T-Mix to JT's First Day Out, which I named TM's First Day Out and remixed it. I talk about this situation a lot. So if you haven't heard the song, you should definitely check it out. But you should check it out after this video. Granted, I still have a part 2 to do, but you will understand more of where I'm coming from if you listen to that. Like, it's not like so encrypted. It's not encrypted like a bank account. Like, you know what I'm talking about. Listen after part 2. That's what you should do. Or go back and listen, and then when I post part 2, I'm probably going to give it like 3, 4, 5 days in a row before I do part 2. Because this is a lot to go over and to rehash. And, you know, sometimes you think you're over stuff, but once you redo it, and then I have to rewatch it, because I watch all my videos to take notes on, okay, I need to stop doing this, I need to do this, I need to elaborate more when I'm talking about these certain subjects. I really study my videos. So when you ask me who I watch a select few, and then a lot of times, like, I'll just have my videos on the background, I'll be on my phone, or I'll be looking up beats, or whatever, you know what I'm saying, just, you know, cringing along with all of us. But hey, that's a part of getting better, you have to review yourself. Excuse me. So, that's what that song is about. Going on from there. All right, so now we're getting into the bulk of the story. And don't worry, there'll be timestamps down below for the people who don't want to just, you know, leave the video on in the background. They want to get to the juicy parts. All right. So, volatile family. I moved out. I ended up homeless. I wasn't the worst version of homeless you could be. I still ended up in a hotel. Not that it was any less stressful. That's probably the darkest time in my life. I just didn't really want to do anything. And I still had to work throughout this because it's like I can't afford to stay in this hotel forever. You know what I'm saying? So, what was I gonna say? Oh, yeah. So, I'm working in and out. I do have Brunhilde and Sean throughout this process, you know, being supportive. Brunhilde, I want to thank her because she actually came over and helped me pack. You know what I'm saying? And helped me get stuff. She allowed me to use her vehicle. So thank you to her for that. Sean kept me like company in the hotel. So, and he would also like throw me some money here and there and make sure I had groceries in the hotel. Cause it actually turned out to be a big ass fridge. Cause I ended up leaving like most of my food and shit. I would have took that shit with me if I had known the hotel I was staying in was going to have a big ass fridge. So with that being said, stayed in the hotel for, a good bit of August. And I would speak to Ebony and Ivory throughout the time just to try to keep a hold to reality, keep saying. And it was weird because it felt blissful but dark at the same time, being homeless. And the reasons why was I was finally out from under my family's control. But at the same time, I was still homeless. So it was a weird feeling of bliss, yet dark, like a black hole, a happy black hole. If that sounds right. I don't know. It's so fucking weird. But you get what I'm saying. It felt weird. It was an uncomfortable feeling that I still quite haven't fully processed, I don't think. But nonetheless, so Ebony and Ivory is an interracial couple, obviously, if you didn't get the reference. But so I was on the phone with Ebony, and Ebony had brought up that Capri Sun and Forest, they're college students. So they may know some other people who need to move out, although they've already found their third roommate. At this time, we thought they had already found their third roommate. They had even been over to Ebony and Ivory's house to get a couple pieces of furniture and stuff that they didn't need anymore. So, and the way they found out about Ebony and Ivory is through me. So they, there's a long story there, but just don't fucking try me. But just know, they found out about Ebony and Ivory through me. So Ebony and Ivory had the cool house in the neighborhood. We go over there to chill, hang out. They let us drink. You know what I'm saying? Just, you know what I'm saying? Just a chill house. If you ever had a neighbor like that, they're pretty cool. And it's like a second family. Well, really for me first. But nonetheless, Ebony had brought that up. So I ended up reaching out to them, and it turns out the roommate that they did have in mind did not work out. I don't know why, never asked. Now, this is an important tidbit to know. Capri Sun let it be known that her father was coming back in a couple months. So if they didn't find a roommate by then, or a place to move out by then, he was going to cover whatever cost they had. He was going to cover whatever cost. He was going to, I don't know what he does for work, but I mean, he was in Africa, so he obviously does some big time shit, I guess. So he was going to cover whatever, I think he might be in the military. I can't remember. I don't care. But, fuck these people. But I think he's in the military. So he was going to cover whatever cost they had left. All right, so that's important to note. Just remember that. I'm going to remind you in part 2 too, because it's definitely going to come back up on my theory of why all this, you know, how this ended, why it ended, how it ended. All right, so I'm just marking off as I go. Blah, 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 blah. Now, there we go. I thought I caught myself, but I was good. Capri Sun's personality and Forrest's personality, a little deep analysis, well, quick deep analysis. I don't know if those words go together, but a quick deep analysis. Forrest is pretty chill. You know what I'm saying? He's gonna follow whatever Capri Sun says. And Ebony pointed that out, that me and Capri Sun would be more likely to butt heads before me and Forrest would, because and I noticed this more as I was staying there, as we all were together. He's kind of more like a lapdog to her. So, and that's not even me trying to be, I'm just being honest. That's how I view it. Taking all emotion out, he's more like a lapdog to her. He's gonna, at the end, you know what I'm saying? Him and her might get into it, but he's gonna follow what she says. And there's a whole reasoning there on why she kind of, I feel, has that vantage point because of his fucked up family dynamic. So me and him are actually a lot more alike than I would like to admit. But we are. So yeah, that's Ebony Ivory, Capri Sun and Forrest wrapped up in a bunch. Now Sean, the person who stayed with me in the hotel, I actually met him through a failed, well, I don't want to say failed friendship, because we kind of have done some rekindling. I mean, we haven't hung out again, but baby steps. But me and another person were supposed to be roommates. She even lived at my house for some time where my family was at. You know what I'm saying? And we tried to, you know, that gave us like a rough draft of how it was going to be living together. That situation did not work out, but I met Sean through her. So like I said, Sean kept me company in the hotel. I had become accustomed to Sean being around. So, and it's notable to know, I didn't know Capri Sun and Forrest like that. Like, yeah, we hung out at Ebony and Ivory's house, but I don't know them personally. I don't know their middle names. I still don't know their birthdays. So that's the comfort levels with everybody. Now, we ended up, after I reached out to them, we ended up starting to look for places, because they let me know the third roommate originally was supposed to move in with them, did not work out. Now, if you've never been in Augusta, the only way I can explain it to you is kind of like this. Put this down for a second. So you have Augusta as a whole. Augusta is I would call it the city. Then I would say you have sub-cities or towns, and these might not be geologically correct terms. Sorry, y'all know I can't talk for shit. These might not be geologically correct terms, but I would say that You have Augusta as a whole, and then you have sub-cities or towns. The sub-cities or towns would be Grovetown, Evans, Martinez, and then from there, I guess I just call the rest Augusta usually, but you have South Augusta. Ironically, North Augusta is actually South Carolina. I don't know how it happened. Don't ask me. I don't know. But you have South Augusta, Hephzibah. That's all the ones I know. So there might be some other parts. You know what I'm saying? Once you get into the upper class areas and then the hood areas, it might be some other names too, but that's pretty much the basis. You know what I'm saying? A basic view or outlook of Augusta. So, to give you the rankings, I mean, America as a whole is just one third world country, whole third world country wearing a Gucci belt. It's very obvious with this pandemic and everything that's going on. But if I had to rate Augusta, that was a little extra. I didn't have to do that, but it's true. That meme was so funny. Let me know if you've seen that down below. But what was I saying? Oh yeah. So Capri Sun had made the mention that Martinez was too ghetto to live in. If I gave y'all a ranking, I would say Martinez is like a happy medium. Evans is for the rich, stuck-up people who don't really, they have money, problem is they don't give it. Now, I ain't gonna lie, when it comes to getting like rides and deliveries in that area, they do tip a little better. But it depends on who it is. That's like location really, just, I done had some people in the hood tip phenomenally. So it really doesn't matter. Now, you are more likely in the hood if you're doing, Grubhub or Uber to not see tips. I'll say that. It's fair. Which it makes sense. Those people, they're, scratching to get by as it is. Now, with that being said, that doesn't mean, oh, let me just order this pizza and not tip this pizza man, just for, no. Go take your ass to the store and go make you some fucking ramen noodles. Get you some meat and cut up in that noodles and you can have you a meal for 3 days. Like, think smarter, not harder. So, with that being said, had to go off a little tangent there. Y'all know how I do. With that being said, she made the comment that Martinez is ghetto, which it is the happy medium. Like, you can still live in Martinez and be, an established person, a person of somewhat echelon. So that let me know right there. Like, that was like a little red flag in my head. I was like, but okay. Because we did find a good place, a decent place. You know what I'm saying? And I thought that would have been better. It was about $750 a month. 750 divided by 3 is, wait, I don't need this. 250? Yeah, 250. I'm really good at quick math, like, cause I was like 75 divided by 3 is 25. So now don't ask me about algebra. I can't help you out. I'm not gonna tutor you. Don't ask me. I don't even know how I made it through that in college. Ugh, devil. Dressed in algebraic equations. So at any rate, and then I have under here also bring up the fact of her dad. So remember I told you the dad was going to take care of the rent regardless if they didn't end up finding a roommate. That's important to remember. All right. And, oh yeah. So our budget was, sorry, I went a little backwards there. Our budget was 900 and no more trying to be, was supposed to be like no more than 950. It's supposed to be that much, I think, if I'm not mistaken. That'd be about 300 and some change a piece. So we were trying to go no higher than that. Yeah. There was Dream House. I ain't gonna lie. Dream House hurt my feelings. Oh my God. So it's this, if you're from Augusta, you'll probably know what I'm talking about. But it's one of the apartment complexes. It has a fishing lake, a lake with fish. You can fish and you can catch what you keep. They stock it. I really wanted Dream House, but that shit was $1,200. Why Augusta thinks they can charge that much, I don't know. There's like, if you've ever been to Augusta, there's not shit to do here. People come here for the masters. That's it. I don't know why the fuck they charge so damn much. It's fucking ridiculous. I do agree that all in all, it's cheaper to live in the South, but Augusta is not a place I would, fuck no. Love my city, but fuck no. So that was our selection process. Pretty much no more than $950 a month as far as the rent was concerned. The fees and all that stuff weren't really so important. So we spent a couple days looking for those, probably all in about 3 days. And our final decision was to move into Moon Villas. Now that is a made up name. I'm not gonna give y'all the real one. It's kind of easy if you think about it, if you're from here, but I'm not gonna give y'all the real one. Now, first red flag. We went to go see Moon Villas. Capri Sun, like I said, these two are just starting college. So it's perfectly sensible for them to, you know what I'm saying, still be on their, well, I'm not going to say that because I'm going to say that later on. It's perfectly sensible for them to still communicate with their parents. You know what I'm saying? And want their input on shit. It makes sense. It makes sense. I have said that time and time again during this situation. Now, there are certain parts where parents should shut the fuck up. And this is just me being all the way honest. As far as the rent, you know what I'm saying? You can give your child pointers as far as, okay, let's do this, or maybe you should do this, maybe you should not do that. But when you are having your child move out, unless you're gonna fund everything, and when I say everything, I mean for every roommate involved, you need to shut the fuck up. This is my first issue with her mom. Her mom oversteps boundaries. Now, prior to this, her mom had been over at Evie and Ivory's house with us a couple times. She was funny then. It was all cool. You know, she can be very fun at times. But I saw another side to her that I just didn't need to see as a roommate just coming in with y'all. Now, hold on to that because that's important. But our final decision was Moon Villas. She was on FaceTime with her mom as we were going through the process. I mentioned us, and I'm surprised I didn't write this down, but I knew I probably would have remembered it. Well, I said bring up her mom on FaceTime, but I didn't. It's okay. I'm remembering to say it now. Her mom was adamant on us having a 12-month lease. So, remember, these are people I know about. I don't know them, though. I don't know them. Like, I could literally sit here and say Mariah Carey, I don't know them. You know, like J-Lo. It wouldn't be shady. I don't know them. I don't know their middle name. Excuse me. Of course, you know, through moving day process and stuff, I met some of their family, some of their friends, but I don't know these people. I don't know them. It's too soon to be, you know what I'm saying, we're going to get, you know, married for 12 months because that's essentially what the fuck is going to happen. Unless somebody has to break a lease, fuck up credit, all this other stuff. That's essentially what's going to happen. So my suggestion, I simply asked the lady, I said, okay, what are your prices as far as the leases are going right now? And she said that listen to this, they offered anywhere from 6 to 12. There was no upcharge if you decided to go up. So if, let's say in 3 months, granted we didn't last 3 months, but let's say in 3 months we decided, in my head, this is my thinking, we go with the 6 months, we don't really know each other too well. If in 3 months we say, you know what, things are going great, we're all cohesive together, nobody is, you know, of course people are going to get on each other's nerves, you're going to naturally have annoyances when dealing with, you know, certain people. And then there's certain people you're going to stick to like glue. But if no, you know, enormous red flags are going on or anything, then, you know, we can keep the situation going, we can extend the lease out. That's my thought process. Now, the mother intervenes because she's on the FaceTime. And like I said, boundaries, shut the fuck up. This is not about you. She intervenes and she says, well, why do they need to do that? This, and she's giving all types of pushback. And I'm just looking at the landlord lady because the landlord lady's driving us around on the golf cart. So it's a semi-nice apartment. And I love the landlord ladies. If you see this, don't take no offense. But Tasha, that was too much. I felt that the place was too much. I liked the place for $750 for 2 bedrooms. This place was $950 or $965, something like that. And it had, the volleyball court was cute, but who the fuck, I don't play no fucking volleyball. They did have a nice pool. And this is the video where I did the apartment tour. So you can go look at it and go see it. Now, I don't think it's worth $950. I do not think that. $800, maybe. $850, pushing it, but maybe. And I can tell you why I will explain why throughout the video. Because I don't just go for aesthetics. Now that I've stayed here, I want to tell y'all what happened when I was there too. So, with that being said, let's see, they had the pool. The grill area was nice. And they just started doing up the area for a bar to be there during, like, you know, when people are hosting parties and stuff. So that looked very nice. You know, they started doing that, ironically, when I was on the way out. But that was nice. Grill area, the patio area was nice. But they had this pissy-ass dog park that they literally just, you could tell they just converted it into a dog park. As far as the houses, the first apartment that they showed us, I was not sold because it was really, really old style. Like the thermostat, it looked like a dial that your aunt has. I didn't like it. I didn't like it. Now the second version that they showed us, we ended up going to see unfinished ones and finished ones, or not finished, but fuck, what the fuck is that word? Let me put this pen here so I look smart. Maybe it'll function these brain juices up. Refurbished. There we go. Furbished. Wait, you motherfucker. Refurbished and furbished. So there we go. I wanted to do the refurbished, but it was a bit more on the scale. It was like 1,100. Now my thing is, at that point, if we're all paying like $315, how much more is, you know what I'm saying, it to have the refurbished? But we didn't end up going with it. So we ended up going with the older style one. It was still more modern than the first one she showed us. The only thing that was aggravating was it was inverted. So like usually the light that's turn off the bathroom lights is gonna be on the other side. You know, you're gonna open the door from the left and push instead of open it from the right. I'm more used to, you know, everything being right-handed, I guess. So it took a while to get used to that stuff. But after that, you know, everything was fine. Now, problems with the apartment, well, we'll get to that in a minute. I'm trying to figure out where I'm gonna cut this off, because I know the last video I filmed before I fucked up and said a name was like 7 minutes long. I don't want this to be too long, although I do have 128 gigabytes of space. I don't want to, you know, talk y'all's head off, and I'm really tired. But I'll find out where a good place to stop it while I'm, you know, talking. So we ended up settling on this place though. I was about to go into other details, but I need to save those for later, because that's when we actually get moved in. So at this point, we decided on this place, did all the fees and stuff. And real quick, funny story. Oh my God. So Sean was with me on the day that we finally signed for everything, did the credit check and all that. Now I was a little worried because, like I told y'all, the biggest thing I've ever swiped for on my card was $7,000. My credit score was not the best at this time. Now, one thing I want to tell people is Credit Karma and places like that tell you about your credit score, they're not always accurate. This one had my score like 100 points, almost 100 points lower than what it actually was in reality. So you always want to check first, or not you want to check first, but don't be discouraged. Excuse me. You know what I'm saying? Don't feel like Credit Karma is the end all be all. You know that's all I'm gonna say. It's just based on it's a guesstimate. My score was actually a good 180 points higher than what they were saying. So I thought, you know, because that can affect how much fees you're gonna have to pay, all that stuff. So when that thing went through and it cleared, like when I tell y'all this in the beginning was a happy process. I was really, really happy. When it went through, I kicked my leg up and didn't have no drawers on. So I had to, you know, close that bitch real quick. But we all had a funny laugh. I had all the people laughing. I had them dying. Y'all know me. I'm real funny. I'm not even trying to be, you know, boastful. I feel like I'm a funny person. But that was a funny moment. So next, we had moving day. I moved all the stuff from a storage unit. Let me see. Wait, did I move from a storage? No. I had all the stuff in my hotel room. So, and yeah, this is not yet another time where it was uncomfortable for me, because, you know, I had to bite that pride, because obviously if somebody's moving this much shit, listen, from dolly to car, they lived in that room. You know what I'm saying? So I had to buy my pride on that and move that stuff. And somebody stole. Let me tell you something real quick. If I ever see a bitch or a nigga with my Fashion Nova jacket on, I'm gonna fuck you up. I love that fucking jacket. Let me insert that picture here. If you see anybody in Augusta with that jacket on, beat that ass and then DM me. I got some money for you. I'm just joking. Don't do that. I'm playing. But you can still beat that ass if you want. Because that jacket, I had it. And I realized I didn't have it. And I was going back and forth and had my car doors open. You know what I'm saying? Granted, you know, not the safest thing. But I'm trying to pack shit up. Most people would be decent enough not to try to steal shit from people. But I know I haven't seen that jacket since then. Somebody took it. Bastard. So, with that being said, at that point, we were having moving day. So, I moved all the stuff there. I went back to go get, I was waiting on them to show up and all that, speaking to the landlords and all that while I waited on them. I think I had Sean with me, or either I went to go get him, he was off work or whatever. And so Sean was, all I remember is, if I'm not mistaken, Sean was there to help during moving day. If I'm not mistaken. Wait. Pause. He might have been. I know that he's helped us move at some point, but I think he was there for this. But nonetheless, moving day was yet another side, a different side of her mom that I didn't need to see. Her mom was a bit cranky during this. Now, at some points there were laughs, and you know how moving can be stressful, but she was a bit much during this, and it was like, we don't need all this extra shit. Even Forrest, the girl's boyfriend, the roommate's boyfriend, Forrest, even he was getting aggravated, and it was really weird to me. Well, I'm not gonna do that because he said that to me in confidence, so I'm not gonna do that. Just know some things were said that made me feel like, for a second in my mind, like, oh shit, okay, what I'm about to get into. But we made it through moving day, got all the shit moved. I didn't have no furniture, so I just had shit to move. Her mom was nice enough to give me furniture. So she gave me the futon for that moment period, and then she was gonna end up getting a bed, so she ended up giving me her bed. Which, I mean, if it wasn't for this experience, I wouldn't have found out that I need either a twin XL bed or a king size mattress, because I'm just too fucking big for a queen size. Like, my feet will hang off. So, with that being said, I mean, that's one good thing that came out of this experience. But, at any rate, moving on from there, she, what it was, oh yeah. So, fast forward, we've moved a couple stuff in. It's enough to, sit down, all that stuff. We're working on getting the washers, coffee tables, stuff like that, our washer and dryer, because it did. And that was another thing. The hotel did not, or not the hotel. There was no washer and dryer. There was a washer dryer connect, but there's no washer and dryer. If you're charging that much for somebody to stay in an apartment, you should have a washer and dryer there. In the apartment. I'm not talking about somewhere where we gotta walk and then spend money too, which is asinine to me. In any apartment community, nobody should be spending fucking money on the laundry. Stupid as shit. Fucking capitalist world we live in, though. But at any rate, so with that being said, moving on from there, we're working on getting all that done. Now, at this point, I was going through my own stuff. I did have my sister. I may as well say her name because she's under almost every other one of my videos. But I had my sister Brittany there. Not there physically, but she was there to talk to me throughout the process. We were actually supposed to move out at some point. That didn't work out. A couple times actually, but we'll get into that a little later. We've since then talked and kind of smoothed things over. So you know what I'm saying? I don't no longer, I'm one of those people, unless you really, really did me wrong, I really can't sit there and hold stuff against you. But, excuse me. That's just important to note, and then it'll come up again later. But she was there to talk to me while I was staying in the hotel. Just, and another one of my cousins, was there for me, Candace. I can say her name because that's not going to jeopardize her anyway. I want to thank her too. She was there. And there was a few other family members that were there. Seldomly, but there was a few there. And when you go through a situation like I have, it's kind of iffy because you don't know who to talk to and who not to. So I just kind of let people reach out to me. It's not like I'm too good for you. It's just more like I don't know who's really there for me and who's not. Like, in hindsight, you're bringing, the family around to another family member. This family member could just be fucking with you for the pure fact of they like your mom and your dad. So, and then if you do, that doesn't help me in your relationship because, you know what I'm saying, we're at odds right now. And it's not like I want it to be like a us versus, or me versus them thing. But with as much as they've done to me, it kind of turns into that. So that's a whole nother situation. But I do want to thank those people that did speak to me during this time. And forgot to bring up a person, my grandfather. What are we gonna call him? Shit, that was my bad. I thought I was on top of all the names. Yeah, his name gonna be Jerome. He could definitely be Jerome. His name gonna be Jerome. All right. So, and he'll come up in a little bit. I think I'm about to cut this short because I see this thing is on 34 minutes. So real quick, just know at this point we've gotten moved in. I'll be coming back to y'all with part 2 in a couple days. This is gonna be kind of like the show Money Heist. So this part kind of started off a little slow. I gave y'all a little bit of drama in it. It started off a little slow. I will come back to y'all in a couple more days. You do not want to miss part 2 and 3. You know, if you couldn't make it through part 1, I'm not going to shoot you in the leg. It's okay, because it was a little slow. I'm just giving y'all a lot of detail and making sure y'all know everybody's names and shit. Hopefully I can remember these names. And I don't fuck up. So far, we only had one. I filmed that last video where I fucked up in this one. So I've only had to refilm one time. So with that being said, I am going to start editing this video, putting it together and post it. And then I'm going to put all these names on the next page. And we're going to take some neater notes. I still have half a page to go. So this is where we're at right now. So I gave y'all all of this and a little bit of sub context and details. But yeah, so at this point, just remember we're moved in at the house together. And then we'll go from there. It starts off sweet, turns real sour towards the end. All right, so with that being said, if y'all enjoyed this, leave a crown emoji down below. I will be posting this today, and I'm gonna definitely let Miss the Mademoiselle know that I posted. She pulled up on your boy, and I'll update her when I post part 2 and 3 as well. Thank y'all for watching this video. If you made it through, leave a crown down below. You the king or the queen, because this is a lot to sit through. I'm used to watching, you know what I'm saying, YouTubers talk for a long time, so I don't feel bad doing it, because I mean, at the end of the day, I gotta get the information to you one way or another. But with that being said, y'all let me know what y'all thought down below. I'm gonna try to make sure part 2 is the next video I post. If something important comes up that I feel like I need to talk about, then I will, but other than that, it'll be part 2 of the toxic roommates. So y'all give this video a like, comment down below, let me know what you thought. Share with me any of your roommate stories if you have any, good, bad, or indifferent. And I will catch y'all on the next video. Peace.